Welcome to the Bowie News and Views. And today we have Mayor Robinson with us to bring us up to date on city affairs, bond rating, new city hall, and anything else, Fred, you'd like to speak to. So welcome.
Well, thank you, Bert. Always a pleasure to be here. I guess I'm filling in for your compadre tonight, so I guess I have to be mean-spirited and harsh and all that other stuff for you so that you feel normal.
I appreciate that. John Rouse, our co-host on the program, is not going to be here today. You know, he's been a retired editor. I really think he chases the news somewhere somehow when he's supposed to be here. Yeah. But we'll forgive him this time because you're filling in and you're going to
just tell him that,
keep me straight.
Just tell him that Fred did such a good job, you know.
You can take off again.
Hey, why don't you take a vacation? No, I hope you're feeling well, John, and get back here quickly.
That's great. He does a great job.
I like John. John creates the impression that he's old curmudgeon, but he's a pussycat.
Absolutely. Well, we've known him long enough to know the better side of John.
I will tell you this, and I would tell you this if John was here, but one of the things I like about John is there's never any question in your mind where he is on an issue.
That's right.
The man's got an opinion, but to his credit, you know, he'll come up with an opinion and he'll stick with it, and
he does. Not
afraid to share it with you either.
Well, over the years, I'll tell you, I've appreciated his editorials, and I miss them.
Yeah, I tell you, there's a part of the paper that you know, is clearly gone, I mean, it's hard to how do you replace somebody that builds a newspaper and puts it together for 30, 40 years, and then retires? You know, it's hard to replace anything, and the institutional memory like that, and the absolute commitment that he brought to that task, making the paper truly a part of the community.
You're right, and very often that industry, Fred, there's a movement in between publishing and so forth. John stuck with it because he liked the community, I believe, liked what he did. And of course, Aunt Agatha, I think he hated to leave because of her column.
She was always such a sensitive and caring and pleasant person, never a harsh word for anybody.
That's right. And hopefully we'll get her on the program when she gets back.
I think you need an Agatha on the program because you know, balance out all of these awards that you're trying to embarrass me with. I don't know if your audience realizes just how shameless you are. This one is having the best looking host.
That's right.
This is the one for having the best dressed host.
Yes.
And this one over here is for the best all around host.
That's right.
There's no shame in you at all.
Not at all. And one reason I'm glad you brought that up is because we had recently, and we'll get this business out of the way and get the city business, I guess, but recently we had the Dottie Awards program. This is an event that the public is invited to, and next year we're going to try to have a bigger public turnout. People that are members of the Bowie Media Community Corporation, the local public access television, can vote on these shows, and then they can attend the annual awards night. And that's what these came from, and we named the awards this year, and it'll be in perpetual, I imagine, about Dottie Tuig.
And I think that's a classy thing. Dottie Tuig was an incredible person. She spent a lot of time building this organization.
That's right.
And did some great shows herself. I think you couldn't have come up with a better name than the Dotties. Because like I say, she really helped form this and made it into something worthwhile.
And the time, as everyone knows, the producers volunteered the time. The people who work in this area is volunteer people. And Dottie had such a comprehension of the value of that volunteer. And I was so proud that the board named the award after her. She produced some great children's programs.
She did. I mean, I'd watched some of her shows herself. And then I remember she had me on a couple of shows where we would be pretending to be, I guess, comic book characters and reading the comic books and stuff and reading the funny papers. And it was kind of like almost like a throwback to some of those shows that were on radio and television back in the 40s and 50s.
That's right.
And I think the kids enjoyed it. And like I say, she was a classy lady, and she's still missed. I think it was a classy thing for your organization to name the award after her.
Absolutely. And
you got to do something really significant, like name the studio after her.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
we should put a plaque up. City may not like it being out in the hall, but we could put it inside.
Well, you know what? I have a little bit of influence in the city. Maybe we might be able to do something where we'll work together and see if we can find a way to do something about that.
This happened to be our lucky day, Fred. I'm glad you brought it up. So tell
You're
us
glad you sucked me into that. Okay.
And I might say you're filling in, of course, at short notice.
Yeah.
But you're bringing some great information to us. So
yeah, we've had a couple of good weeks. As you know, the council and I have been looking at a new city hall project. Well, actually, the city's been looking at this project for a good 10 years or more. You know, we acquired some space down there, down by Town Center, by that lake, that was a beautiful site. The council acquired that property back in the 80s for a very good price, you know, when some of that, remember some of the banking issues were floating around.
yeah.
And so there's like 8 or 10 acres there, I forget what it is, but it rolls down gently to the water. So we've kind of been looking at that for 10 or 12 years, and it's just been the last several years the council and I have been looking at, you know, putting this project further forward. We've been saving for it. We've been putting some cash in reserve, you know, for it, and we've been trying to plan for the eventual move out of the existing building to a new building. And the design came back it is absolutely gorgeous. The architect firm has really done an incredible job. The vision is you'll come in to the entrance of the building is like a little plaza area. And as you walk up, you're greeted with an opening, a glass welcoming wall. And of course, the back of the building is glass. So you walk up and you'll be able to see through the building to see the water behind you. And the whole idea was, the idea that was conveyed to the architect is, this is the people's building. And we want people to feel comfortable. We want them to feel welcome in the building. Unlike some of the other government buildings, we're trying to make security effective but low key, so it's not overwhelming. There's nothing that really offends me more than trying to go into the county building, and I got to go through a magnetometer and screening and all that. And then if I want to go to the council office or the executive's office, I got to go through 2 or 3 more screening things, and you'll lose something like that. And you know, our sense is that Bowie is a great community. This is the community's building, and they ought to have access to it. And like I say, if your viewers haven't had an opportunity to look at the design, it's all in the foyer of the existing city hall.
Yeah, wondered.
So it's good. It's 80,000 square foot. It's actually 3 stories, but because of the topography of the ground, you'll only see 2 stories. And you'll come in, and if you turn to the right and go underneath, the whole ground floor is allocated to the police department. And so they'll have their headquarters there. And eventually, maybe as time goes on, we want to put a communications facility in there so that city residents will be able to call city police directly if for non-emergency calls and things like that. So they'll be ensconced there, and then the next 2 floors will be, you know, city council meeting chambers, and then all of the normal day-to-day business will be up on the day-to-day business will be on the ground floor, and then the manager's office and all the staff will be upstairs. So it's very well laid out. It's a green building. We worked hard to continue the Bowie tradition of being very sensitive to the environment. So the building's been built to I think it's called a silver classifications LEEDs building. You know, it's an environmental standard. So I think people are going to be pleased with that.
Sure.
The best news is that, you know, we planned for a construction cost estimate for $25 million. Big project, biggest project we've taken on a long time. One of the, you know, as you've heard me say in the past, in every crisis there's an opportunity if you're willing to look and work at it. In the current down economy, a lot of people are hurting and a lot of problems are out there, but there are some opportunities out there if you're willing to move and today. So council agreed to put some bids out for this in this environment. We've saved money. We were looking at borrowing money, and we're going to take some money out of reserve for this project. Take some money out of a reserve from land sales that we've made over the last couple of years.